In this brief presentation, you will see some examples of an Ultra course that helps orient students to learning online through a simplified, well-organized course menu. By the end of this presentation, you will be able to describe the design of a well-built Ultra course. This presentation only provides one possible example. Your own course designs may differ from this example, but should still address the requirements for online courses defined in the faculty appendix. A well-designed course content outline begins with a clearly defined structure and brief instructions that aid student navigation. In this example, note how the course outline is built. There is a Welcome Students Start Here folder at the top of the content page. It is followed by a series of lesson learning modules. The design is clean, structured, and straightforward. Within the Welcome Students Start Here folder, there is a brief overview that orients students to the purpose and structure of the course. This area also contains the course syllabus, syllabus receipt, support resources, and additional supports to help students start the course with confidence. In the Getting Started overview, there is a welcoming introduction to the purpose and structure of the course. It also helps establish the instructor's presence in the course. In this example, I provided a visual aid to help students understand what they will learn and the sequence of the lessons. But that is not all. In my Getting Started overview, I also include clearly written expectations for participation and communication in the online course. Clear identification of how students will get started with learning in this course and where to find various course components. And the clearly identified computer and digital literacy skills expected of the learner, such as the minimum technology requirements, as well as resources to support their learning with technology. After reading this section, students should have a good idea what they should do to begin the course and your requirements for participation. Within the syllabus area of the course, a course-specific syllabus is attached as a file. The syllabus is current for the semester and modality in which the course will be run. The syllabus contains accurate faculty contact information, including student support hours, as well as defines the expectations for professional communication in the course. Although a textbook is not required for this example course, the syllabus indicates that there will be assigned web-based weekly readings. The syllabus also contains a well-defined course calendar or schedule that lists each week's lesson and assignments with due dates. Students can use a clearly written course schedule to plan their participation in weekly activities by their deadlines. Returning to the course outline, notice how each learning module is designed with a short, meaningful title and description. In this example, I have begun each lesson description with the date that each lesson begins and ends. This is consistent with the schedule defined in the syllabus and will help students track when we will be covering each lesson. The design of each learning module is brief, chunking the content to help students focus and complete the lesson. This example learning module includes a document with a brief introduction to the lesson, learning materials, such as reading assignments, videos, or links to web-based resources, and a variety of assessments with instructions detailing how students will complete them and be assessed. The content is arranged in a short logical sequence that helps students develop knowledge as they work through the lesson. Most importantly, when I provide content, I make sure that it is accompanied with guiding instructions that help students understand how they will use it within the context of the lesson. For example, I begin each lesson with an Ultra document. In this Ultra document, there is brief text that orients students to the lesson topic. The text introduction establishes how lesson concepts may relate to broad themes or real-world applications to help students connect their learning to their own experiences, supporting student engagement and motivation. It defines the lesson learning objectives to help students understand what they will learn and how they will demonstrate mastery. Lastly, this page clearly identifies the relevant assessments and required readings that are essential for the lesson. In most learning modules in this example course, there are links to discussion activities. Each discussion activity has brief instructions and guidelines for participation. It is clear how students will be scored on the activity and when the activity is due. In an online or partially online course, discussions can help engage students in learning through dialogue and collaborative knowledge construction. When an instructor facilitates a discussion in an online course, it can help provide students with opportunities to grow a sense of connection or belonging through interaction with peers. In some learning modules, there are tests or quizzes. In this example quiz, there are instructions at the beginning to guide student performance. There is also a due date assigned to advise students as to when this assessment must be complete. In some learning modules, there are dynamic assignments. In this example dynamic assignment, there are instructions that advise students of the assignment's requirements for completion, how the assessment will be scored, and when the assessment will be due for submission. All of this information matches the course syllabus. At the end of each lesson learning module, there is a brief ultra document to close out the lesson. This is optional, but a lesson close is a useful tool for recapping main points from the lesson, helping students make connections or providing opportunities to extend or practice learning. Because due dates have been assigned to the assessments in the course, the calendar tool in the course menu can serve as a useful point of reference to help students stay aware of important deadlines. On the calendar page, students may view a schedule of upcoming events or toggle to the due dates view to see a list of assessment due dates in the course. The discussions page neatly organizes all relevant discussions in the course. When you create a discussion on the content outline, it will also be cross-posted on the discussions page. In this example, I have organized discussion activities and assessments into weekly folders to support navigation by the lesson in which they occur. However, using discussion folders is completely optional and dependent upon how you want to organize your course. Oftentimes, just listing the forums on the discussion page without folders is the simplest and most effective strategy. Next, let's look at the Gradebook. The Gradebook is neatly organized with columns for each assessment in the course. Each column's point value and due date is accurate and up to date. The overall grade column is configured to calculate a final grade based on the work students will complete in the course. In this example, the overall grade is configured to calculate a final grade out of 1,000 points possible in the course. As a final check of your course's design, it is always a good idea to review the design of your course using student preview mode. In this example, you can see how a student will experience a lesson learning module when the instructor has toggled progress tracking on. Here you see the addition of helpful navigational elements that indicate what the student has completed. The student has viewed all content and completed all the assessments in Lesson 1. In summary, navigation through the course seems straightforward with guiding instructions and a clear path of progression. Thank you for watching this overview of an exemplar course design in Blackboard Ultra. For questions about Blackboard and online learning, please contact the Online Learning Department.